Hey everyone, this is Shar of YellowYum. Welcome back to my channel. Today I share with you the big news. As you can see from the title, I am pregnant and I am so excited to share with you this news, and I'm so happy to actually be talking about it once again and to be making these kinds of videos once again. Just to let you know, it is currently June 6th, but you will be seeing this video maybe a month from now because I am just about 8 weeks and 4 days pregnant, and we will be announcing once I hit the second trimester mark, just like before with Robyn. But I just wanted to make this video already while I have the energy, and also just so that the other videos won't be too long. Just like before, I will be sharing my symptoms, what I've experienced during that time. And before I continue, please pardon me, please ignore my breath. I know I'm trying to catch my breath. As you know, it is one of the early symptoms of pregnancy, and that's still very visible and that's still very present up until now. So I'm so happy and so excited to share this with you. We've been trying to conceive for a while now, so this is such a blessing for us, and I am just so excited also even for my daughter because she will finally become a big sister. I guess in this video, this is the first video, so I wanted to talk about and share with you how we found out. I actually learned about my pregnancy pretty early. I think it was about 4 weeks and a few days when I found out. Since I have been trying to get pregnant, I've always been waiting for the menstrual period to check if I did conceive or not. And during the time that I was supposed to get my period, I got spotting. When I saw some blood on my underwear, I immediately thought, okay, we'll just try again next month. Actually, before that day, I've already been feeling weird symptoms, but the thing is, since I've been trying to get pregnant, I was very observant about my body. So even though like my breasts were getting full and sore, I knew that I also felt that way when I was gonna get my period. So it wasn't a pregnancy symptom for me. Another thing is I was craving for something. I was craving for Lander's pizza. And if you are a woman, or if you live with a woman, you know that PMS symptoms also, there's also craving in PMS symptoms. And normally when I finally give in to my craving, and when I get it, and when I finally eat it, I usually get my period right away. And that's exactly what happened during the first day of my spotting. So we had dinner at Lander's, we had their pizza, I was so happy, and then immediately there was blood on my underwear. That's why I thought that it was really periods. So when we returned home, I immediately took out my menstrual cup, disinfected it, and used it. To be honest, that night I even remember kind of shedding a tear because I was hopeful that month. For some reason, I was just hopeful. And to see that there was blood, I thought that, okay, we failed once again. So anyway, the next morning, so I already knew that the cup, my menstrual cup, should have blood, obviously, because if I have my period, that's what's gonna happen. But when I removed it, there was not much blood. There was just a teeny amount of blood in it, and that was weird for me. But I thought, okay, maybe it was really just very early menstrual period. So okay, the whole day though, it didn't progress to becoming like a period. It didn't progress into bleeding, which was really weird for me. So I decided the next day, okay, I'll just check and observe what's exactly happening, because I thought that I knew that I wasn't pregnant. However, my period was whack. So I decided that the next day I will just observe first. And the next day came, and still I just got little amount of blood, or little traces of blood. It was really just spotting. There was no bleeding whatsoever, and it didn't look like my period. So I believe that was Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, I told my husband, okay, this will be the last day that I will observe what's happening. If I still don't get my period, I will take a pregnancy test. And at that time, I was already feeling more hopeful, because it was really weird. It never happened to me. When I get my period, it's usually blood right away, and there's a lot of it right away. I don't have any spottings before the actual period, because I know that some women experience that, but I don't. So the third day came, still the same thing happened. I actually started to, I think it was on the second day, I decided, okay, I'm not going to, Robyn, Sarah, I'm so sorry. It was the second day I decided that I'm not going to use my menstrual cup anymore, just to be sure, because it felt different. So the third day, I just wore like a panty liner, and still I didn't fill the pad the entire day. So fourth day came, it was a Thursday, and I decided to test. Let me tell you, doing a pregnancy test, especially if you are trying to conceive, it's so nerve-wracking, because one, of course, you want it to be positive, but at the same time, because of the things that I have experienced before, if it becomes negative, it's just more heartbreaking, because you already got to a point that you are actually taking a test. So I was really nervous taking the test. My husband, I think, was still sleeping at that time. I couldn't sleep properly because I was so anxious. So I finally did it. I peed, I put it in the little test, and I was so nervous seeing the line, like seeing it go up. So I covered it. I remember covering it because I really didn't want to see. They said to wait for 3 minutes. And I found myself like just watching it. So I decided to cover it. I brushed my teeth. After that, I removed the cover and looked at the test. And there was a faint line. Oh my gosh, there was a faint line. So I was shaking. I remember I was shaking because I couldn't believe it. And I really wasn't sure. You know how it is when you really badly want something and you finally see that it's coming to life. It's just so surreal. So I went out, and it was timely that my husband was already awake. I showed him the test. With my shaking hands, I told him, "Do you see it? Do you see the line?" And he said yes. And he saw that I was shaking and probably like going out of my mind. So he just told me to, okay, relax. Just relax. This will all make sense once I tell you more about the things that I have experienced before in terms of this journey. Anyway, I come back to the restroom with my shaking hands and I started crying. It was tears of joy and also a little bit of fear, because at this point we knew that having a positive pregnancy test isn't the final step. Okay, it is one step closer, but until you see a heartbeat, until you see the baby's heartbeat, it's really difficult to give yourself that much hope. And that's exactly what my husband feels. That's why he was asking me to kind of relax, chill, and not really think about it too much. So that was the 4th day. That was Thursday. And the thing is, even that day, I was still having some spotting. So I decided to contact my OB. Actually, the first day that I got spotting, sorry that this video is so all over the place, but the first day that I had spotting, I already messaged her. I already told her, okay, I got my period once again, and we'll just try again the next month. So Thursday, the 4th day, when I got a positive pregnancy test, I also messaged her and told her that I got a positive pregnancy test. However, I was spotting, so I wanted to go to the clinic just to check everything. So on Friday, the 5th day, I went to the clinic. She checked me. She did an IE, or an internal exam, and she said that my cervix was closed, which meant that I was really pregnant. My OB is kind of old already, and she has handled a lot of patients, and she even used to teach doctors. So she didn't need an ultrasound or anything else to tell me if I am pregnant or not. An internal exam by her is already enough. So after doing the internal exam and confirming that I was indeed pregnant, we needed to discuss about my spotting. And the week after, I was going to fly to Taiwan. We had scheduled a family trip for Taiwan the week after. So at first, she was hesitant. She didn't want me to go to the trip anymore. She didn't want me to join my family anymore, just to be sure, because she also knows how long we've been trying to conceive, and she really wanted to take care of me and the pregnancy. She asked me to take Dufaston. It's going to be like a pangpakapit, and that's supposed to help me to help stop the spotting or the bleeding. And she asked me to just rest a lot. She actually requested for me to do bed rest. The only time that I could stand up was to go to the bathroom and to eat. Luckily, since Thursday was the last spotting day. Come Friday, when I went to her and she did an internal exam, she didn't see any spotting anymore, or any blood or any bleeding. And from then, I took Dufaston for a week. And even when we were in Taiwan, I was still taking that. Of course, I tried my best to rest. And when we went to Taiwan, I didn't walk too much. If you know us, or if you've seen our travel videos, we do a lot of walking. But here in Taiwan, we kind of cut it in half, just so I won't have to exert that much effort. And even the places that we went to, we had to adjust it and alter it so that I won't have a hard time walking, and also I won't tire myself that much. So the whole trip, I didn't get any spotting, none whatsoever. So I was really happy, and I was really relieved. And then the week after my trip, this was 2 weeks in, so I was about 6 weeks already. I got another spotting, and this time it was like fresh blood when I wiped. So I told my husband about it, and we immediately contacted my doctor, and my doctor requested for us to get an ultrasound just to see what's happening, because I haven't had any ultrasound yet. I was just about 6 weeks that time. So usually ultrasound, I think you can see the baby or anything inside during your 6 weeks. So we went to get an ultrasound, and it was confirmed that I was pregnant, and there was heartbeat, and was just so relieved and so happy because it's like a miracle for me to actually finally be pregnant, and I've been waiting for this. So I was really I just felt so blessed that God gave us another opportunity to be parents. I forgot to mention that just like with Robyn's pregnancy, in this pregnancy, I also had to take clomiphene citrate. I think that's a complete name. Clomiphene is a medicine that you take to help you ovulate. So I have PCOS or PCOS, and because of that, I don't ovulate every month, even though I get my period every month. So with Robyn, I had to take clomiphene for about 3 months, so 3 cycles. But this pregnancy, I only had to take it 1 cycle. So I guess that is it for this video. Just wanted to make this short little introduction and kind of share how we found out. I am just so happy and so excited. I really love making these videos and looking back on them. And I do hope that this somehow excites you too, and baby does to everyone who's trying to conceive. So stay tuned for more of these pregnancy videos. I will be doing them maybe once a month, just like how I did it with Robyn. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and just so happy. Bye!